Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am T the Brand, owner of House of Power by T the Brand LLC, under which I own and operate my lash and brow business. Today, I will be sharing with you all how to prepare your lash exam kit for the state board exam. When I was looking for a video to help me get my kit together, I didn't find anything that was very helpful, so I want to pay it forward now that I've passed my exam to a lash artist who may be looking for something to help them prepare their kit for their exam. So before we get started, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you find anything helpful in this video, please like the video, leave a comment, and turn on your bell notifications so that you are notified every time I post a video. So let's get to it. PSI is very specific about the items that are to be labeled and not to be labeled in your exam kit. If you have items that are supposed to be labeled that aren't labeled, you will have points deducted. And if you have items that aren't supposed to be labeled, you will have points deducted. This video is very thorough in how to prepare your kit. Again, I hope it's helpful. So first things first, you'll need at least a 9x9 size box. I've got my box from Office Depot. You can find them at Walmart or any other office supply store. Your kit must be labeled pre-sanitized. If your kit is not labeled, they do deduct points for that. So in your kit, there are going to be 3 ziploc bags for the 3 different sections of the exam. The first section of the exam is the pre-examination setup and disinfection. You must have a ziploc bag labeled pre-examination setup and disinfection. So now we're going to go through the items that need to be in this bag. First things first, you need paper towels. Your paper towels must be in a Ziploc bag and it must be labeled paper towels. Next, you will need a trash bag. I saw a video that said you could use a Ziploc bag as your trash bag. That is a no-go because at the end of the exam, everything that you use must be able to fit in a trash bag and store it back in this kit. You cannot do that with a Ziploc bag. Get you a real trash bag. So your trash bag must also be labeled trash bag. You must have hand sanitizer, which also has to be labeled, but if your hand sanitizer comes pre-labeled, you do not have to make your own label for it. You will need tape to tape your trash bag to the side of your exam station. So, I used heavy duty tape, and because I used heavy duty tape, I needed scissors so that I wouldn't be fumbling around trying to tear the tape. So get you some scissors if you choose to use heavy duty tape. I chose to use heavy duty tape because if your tape is weak and your trash bag falls into the floor, your exam is totally forfeited because anything that hits the floor, you cannot pick up, and you need your trash bag for each section of the exam. So I suggest heavy duty tape and scissors. Lastly, for your pre-examination setup and disinfection bag in your kit, you will need a bottle labeled EPA disinfectant. You do not have to use barbicide or any other EPA disinfectant. They won't know what it is. They don't care what it is. Just make sure you have some liquid. I put water in my bottle, and that is what I use to sanitize my station. So now you will put all of these items in your Ziploc bag and put that Ziploc bag into the exam kit. Alright, so you will need to have your mannequin head. Your mannequin head must be clean. My mannequin head has a little sticky residue on it because I've already taken my exam, and that is from the Band-Aid that I used on my mannequin. Your mannequin must be already prepped before the exam with eyelashes. So get you some practice lashes from a local lash store or order them on Amazon so that you can apply the lashes to your mannequin before you take your exam. These don't go to the exam with you. Your mannequin goes in a Ziploc bag. It doesn't have to close, it just needs to be in there secure. Alright, so your next bag is the eyelash extension application service bag. This bag must also be labeled. This is for part 2 of your exam. So in this bag, you must have something to cover your workstation. So this is a towel that I got from Family Dollar, and it serves as like the bedding for your client, or in this case, your mannequin. You must also have a head drape for your mannequin. So, just to show you really quickly, during your exam, don't drop your towel in the exam. During your exam, you will have to cover the top of your mannequin's head just to show that you know how to properly perform eyelash extension services, like so. And your mannequin will lay down on the other towel. So, two towels is fine, a head draping is fine. Just make sure you have 2 pieces of cloth, one to cover your station and one to drape your mannequin head with. Next, you must have glue rings. You do have the option of using glue rings or jade stone. It's totally up to you. I used glue rings because that's just what I use in my services. These are not to be labeled, so do not label your glue ring or your jade stone. You must have a bag that is labeled pre-sanitized instruments. And in this bag are your tweezers and a small pair of work scissors. You only need 2 pair of scissors to do eyelash extensions and for the exam. But again, if anything falls on the floor, you have to leave it on the floor until your exam is totally over. So I was prepared with 4 pair of tweezers or 4 sets of tweezers just in case I dropped something on the floor. Have your gel pads. So my hydrogel pads, I just had 2 packs of these. They do not have to be labeled. Just make sure that you have them and have enough just in case something falls. You must have your adhesive, and your adhesive must be labeled adhesive. So what I did, I just took the manufacturer label off of the adhesive bottle, created a label, and put it on there so that it was very clear that my bottle was labeled. More paper towels in a bag, labeled paper towels. And I'll kind of word mashups here. Another pack of hydrogel pads. You must have some type of eye cleansing solution or makeup remover wipes. You won't perform a lash bath service during the exam, but they want to know that you're supposed to clean the eyes before you start a service. So get you some makeup cleansing wipes and you'll be good to go. And lastly, a tray of lashes. I saw in the video you can get a small container and pull the lashes off and put them in there. That is just too risky. You can drop the lashes, they can get stuck together to the plastic because of the container. So what I did, I just took a lash tray, pulled the sticker off, and that is how I lashed my mannequin during the exam. So that is all that goes in your lash application services bag, and I'm gonna put everything back in and we'll move on to the last bag. All right, the last bag has to be labeled blood exposure incident service. So this part of the exam, they just want you to show that you know what to do if you are to come in contact with blood during the lash service. So, bag labeled blood exposure incident service. In this bag, you must have a Ziploc bag labeled blood exposure kit. So in this bag, you have Band-Aids, gauze, and alcohol pads. Originally, I had some alcohol pads that were labeled hand cleansing pads that came in a first aid kit that I bought, but I didn't want to take any risks, so I made sure that I had alcohol pads that were actually labeled alcohol pads. You got your gauze and Band-Aids. See how that just flew down? You don't want no problems. Make sure you extra loaded with everything that you need. So Band-Aids, alcohol pads, and gauze all go back in the blood exposure kit. And this does go in your big Ziploc bag. You must have gloves. Your gloves are not to be labeled. That's why they're just loosely in the bag. I had like 3 pair of gloves. I threw a pair away because I used them. Yeah, so just be prepared with enough gloves just in case something happens with your gloves. And lastly, you must have a bag labeled biohazard. and it must be double bagged. So I have my Ziploc bag with the label and another Ziploc bag that is inside of this bag. When you're throwing away your tweezers, your gloves, your gauze, Band-Aid wrappers, and alcohol pad during the exam, you want to make sure that you are putting your things inside the double part of the bag. So this label, I printed it off from Google and just taped it to the front of my Ziploc bag. That is all that is included in the last part of this, section for the exam. This is all that goes in this bag. Now, at the end of your exam, remember I said everything has to go in that trash bag from the first kit. So make sure that you have a real trash bag because you're gonna throw literally everything in that bag, including your mannequin head, in that bag for the completion of your exam. And your kit is perfectly prepped and ready to go. I hope this video was absolutely helpful to a lash artist preparing to take her licensure exam. Good luck. I'm excited for you and I would love to hear how this video helped you. Leave a comment, like the video, share the video with the lash artist who may be in need of some guidance to prepare for their exam and make them feel more comfortable getting ready for the process. If you haven't, remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on your bell notification button so that you're notified every time I post a new lash video. Again, thank you guys for tuning in and I will see y'all in the next one.